Oh, hi. So wonderful to be back together. And I just wanted to say, we've had Valentine's Day. We've had all sorts of wonderful things happening around the world. And a time for good cheer, right? And some love and some peace and some getting on with each other. And yet the topic for today is problem solving. So let me get straight into that after I think a little bit of a presentation about who I am. Few moments of that. So I'm Dr. Barbara Johnson. Yes, I'm based in South Africa. I have 44 years of conscious self-personal development. It all started when I had my first child, a very precious time in my life in that I wanted to be the best parent I could be. 20 years ago, Leadership Dimension Solutions was born, and that coincided with the birth of my grandson, Aiden. So everything that I seem to have done in my life has had some kind of patterning towards family and relationships. Having said all of that, I have worked with trauma, transformation, and transcendence. I have worked with happiness. Transference of wealth is my special interest group at the moment, given that the global financial banking system as we know it is collapsing. So I have done people development over what I call an evolving, holistic, integrative center system. Try that again. System that includes the body, the mind, the soul, the emotions, our daily habits, the way we attend to our money, our family, and that which we put into the community. Having said all of that, let's get on to sharing screen with you and taking a look at some ideas on problem solving. Right, that looks good. And then this one. Okay, so if we were to discuss this thing called problem solving, the question that arose for me was, is it really a problem? Is it a problem in your eyes? Is it a problem in my eyes? Is it a perceived difficulty? That is a very interesting question, is it not? And so what do problems present to us? Problems present to us the possibility, a pathway of discovery, the creation of solutions. A different way of looking at problems, right? Quite an interesting one. So let's say I do perceive it as a problem. What is it that I want to actually be doing in this process of the problem solving? The problem is something that apparently creates for us a place of pain, some awkwardness, some difficulty, some aggravation, frustration, some sense of loss, some sense of possibly guilt. But it's uncomfortable, this we know. And so the problem is related to this uncomfortable place. Symptoms that can manifest from this perceived problem is, like I mentioned, frustration, pain, and guilt. It can even go as deeply as anxiety, aggression, addiction, despair, despondency, depression, a sense of hopelessness, a sense of helplessness. So what we're looking for is a movement. We're looking for a movement from that pain place to a place of pleasure, a place that is more desirable, a place that is more comfortable, a place that has a positioning of ease and some peace. Dr. Viktor Frankl, he's my mentor over and over. In my 44 years of personal development, Dr. Viktor Frankl has, in fact, resonated across the scope and into the depths of what it was that I was looking for from a personal development perspective. Dr. Viktor Frankl, his work is logotherapy. I suggest that you go take a look at it. Outstanding work. It's clean, it's fast, it's future-oriented. The quotation from him that I like the best is, better people, not in spite of, but because of the very circumstances that they find themselves in. So last year, I had a really difficult financial year. I seem to have found my way into ongoing financial problems, hooking up with companies, people, institutions around money, for want of another word, that did not work out, or did not work out to the extent, the promise that we were given. So in that frustration, in that place of difficulty, in that place of pain, I turned to journaling. Those of you who know me know that journaling, right here it is, that journaling is my go-to place for when I need to ponder, reflect, give thanks, when I need to question what's percolating, what's showing up, etc. So here were some of the questions that I asked myself. What is not working? Well, what was not working was my lack possibly of due diligence to these people, these institutions that I was financially getting involved with. What was not working was the area of finance in my evolution, my evolving, my integrated holistic approach to life, i.e. the 8 dimensions of life, the one being that of finance. Is it impacting other areas of my life? Well, it was. And it was impacting me from a perspective of worry. But I got to turn that around, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment. And this comes out of journaling. Solutions come out of journaling. What mood is the problem creating in me? Well, the problem could have very easily have caused despair, but the mood that I chose was to stay focused in hope. There again, this unfolding of this energy approach in this place of difficulty is the thing, the very thing that held me in a higher space, that held me in a better mood and energy, that helped me create solutions. What are the conditions of the situation? Well, the conditions of the situation was that I was now in a difficult financial position with people that I knew and liked and wanted to do business with. It was awkward. Is this my or someone else's problem? In this case, it certainly was my problem. Sadness is that it impacted a lot of other people as well. So I wasn't the only one in this situation. Is this mine to solve, or is it not mine to solve? Yeah, it was mine to solve. So very often we take on problems that are not ours, and we need to weigh that up for ourselves. So whilst I'm talking to you about my financial problems of 2022, I'm also saying to you, in your evaluation of problems against these questions, you need to ask yourself, Is this actually for me? Is this my job to do, or is it somebody else's job to do? Is it urgent or is it important? If it's urgent, best we get onto it now, today. If it's important, we've got some leeway, we've got some time, and the unfolding of that time will become relevant, evident to us. What do we need to let go of? What is my mood telling me about the situation? And what game am I actually playing? Do I want to play the game of victimhood, or do I want to play the game of finding a solution? Do I want to have a bad mood, or do I want to have a mood that's productive, solution-oriented, future-orientated? What do I need to let go of? What is not mine is what I need to let go of. Ask questions, listen for answers. So if we do ask, oops, I lost that one. If we do ask questions, we need to give ourselves time to hear the answers. The universe, the scope of the universe in the form of people, books, articles, a TV program, a movie, can give you the glimpse, the solution of a way forward. Don't underestimate how the universe works around us, because it is in the intelligence, the expansiveness of the universe in its reach to us that is so empowering, exciting, and purposeful for us to be involved in the life energy that's happening around us. There is a way to even expand this experience that could be difficult. In my case, what meaning can I find in this process of having had 3 fraudulent financial situations last year? The meaning for me was I needed to see the patterning. I needed to take responsibility. I needed to understand that not all things are like they say they are, that I am gullible in certain areas of my life. What is the purpose of that? Well, the purpose is that I start to behave differently, that I come to the party with a different mind frame, that I ask questions that are different. How would I move forward? My purpose is about moving forward, creating a solution, creating another way of doing finance. Pull together. There was fulfillment. There was fulfillment because I found solution. Solution came because I was listening. Solution came because I asked questions. Solution came because I took responsibility. Solution came because I held my mood up. Positively, that is, right? I held my mood up positively. I held my focus on what I wanted, not what was actually frustrating me, driving me crazy, could have driven me into despair, despondency, depression. Fulfillment that I had achieved something, even, as Frankl says so beautifully, not in spite of, but because of. So because of that situation, because I took responsibility, found meaning, purpose, I therefore found fulfillment because I was willing to listen and open myself to that fulfillment as well. Doesn't just land up in your lap. You have to do the work. So that process was, yes, it certainly was a problem. Yes, and it was my problem. And yes, it was urgent. And yes, I had to hold my energy and my focus and my mood into what I wanted versus what was actually happening at the time. So awareness is not enough. Awareness is only the beginning of what is actually happening. Awareness requires us to be conscious, yes. It also requires us to take action. It requires us to be disciplined. It requires us to stay steadfast in the process. I hope I've given you some thoughts for how to solve your problems of the future. I'm Dr. Barbara Johnson. I'm known as the People Developer. Trauma, transformation, transcendence, transference of wealth. Counseling, coaching, and consulting for individuals and teams. There's my LinkedIn address. Please do take a screenshot of this. And I do very much look forward to us having a conversation in the near future around how I may assist you finalize any of your problems that you've got a bit stuck on. I'm Dr. Barbara Johnson of South Africa. Solution to problems is what I wish you.